Hello! In this video we're going to go over some of the core services that you can get from Drexel University Libraries for education students. We're going to be dividing those into three main areas: collections, space, and expertise. I probably have the most to say about collections, so we'll start there. Please know that you can access our physical collections, our print collections, our online collections, and we can also access collections that are not owned by Drexel University Libraries, but we can get them from other libraries. So first I'm going to start here in a sort of our main drag and search portal, just to show you our main access to print and electronic materials. And it's good practice to make sure that you're signed in to get the most out of the resources that we have. Okay, so you can see we have about 100,000 results, quite a bit. There's a lot to sort through. You can use the filters on the left. We're going to have another video about how to really make the most of drag and search, but I just wanted to point out that this is sort of our main portal to a lot of digital resources. If you wanted to get access to any of these, you would just click on the title and lead you right to them. To get to some of our physical materials, so let's see if I can find anything related to books perhaps that we have. And I may filter to see what do we have held by the library itself. So some of these are a little older, but let's say I wanted something like this. Looks like we have an online copy. We also have a copy in the library itself. Right now, because of the global pandemic, we've also introduced a feature where you can access our physical collections, have it either picked up by contactless pickup or sent directly to your home free of charge. So obviously we have the online textbook right here. You can click to access, or in this case you could request for pickup or delivery, and that will allow you to choose. I will either pick up at the Hagerty Library, or I can choose to have it shipped to my home address that I'll have on file, and then you would click send request down here. Not all of our online materials are in drag and search. A number of them are actually available through subject-specific databases. To get to those, you'll want to go to the Databases A to Z link right here under drag and search, and you can either look alphabetically for them, or you can use the subject drop-down and choose to say, look at the ones in education. These have been tailor selected for you, and we have the most frequently used subject-specific databases at the very top. Again, we're going to create a separate video about how to make the most out of these, but please know that some of the content that's in these databases will be unique to them, and will be easier to get to than if you're using something much larger that might be Google Scholar or, again, drag and search. So I would get to know these databases and browse through what we have here in the Databases A to Z list under Education. For items that we might not own, we can still get access to it for you. So here we have the Uses of Media Literacy, Taylor and Francis 2020, no online access. This looks like it's a book, it's a print book. So I might click on this here and just see if it gives me some links to where I can get it. You're going to want to use Easy Borrow as your first stop for books that we don't own. Easy Borrow is a partnership of local academic libraries, and we ship our collections to each other when in need. So I could go to Easy Borrow, brings me right here. It looks like Pete Bennett is another one of the co-authors. I can see that title here. We cannot get ebooks, electronic books, from Interlibrary Loan or Easy Borrow, but you can get print books. So in this case, I see that it's held by Penn. It looks like it's not available right now through Penn, likely because it's checked out. And I'm not seeing that particular item available, again, in a print version from other sources. So in this case, it's telling us we'll want to try to place an interlibrary loan request. That's really the next resort. So if you can't get it through Easy Borrow, then try getting it through Interlibrary Loan, our service called Iliad. And here is the form where you would fill out information about the particular book. Some of it's pre-populated, some of it you'll have to add in yourself, and then you can submit your request. We often try to fill these requests as quickly as possible, so if there's something you're interested in, it's always worth putting in a request. There's no harm in doing that. If we don't happen to have access to it, we'll get you the item itself. For journal articles that we don't have access to, this was an example for a book, but for journal articles, you would want to go straight to that Iliad service. Easy Borrow is only for print materials, such as DVDs and books, for physical items rather. and Iliad is for anything that you can't get through Easy Borrow, and also for online material like journal articles. The next thing I want to do is talk briefly about what you can access in terms of our spaces. Our spaces are going to be opening as of Monday, January 18th, 2021. You do have to reserve a seat, and the process for doing so is over here on the right side of the homepage, reserve a seat in the libraries. So you would choose your location, your time. You would, of course, abide by the Dragon Pledge in order to come onto campus safely, and that spot would be reserved for you. So please follow all directions using the system, but that is a way to get into our physical spaces. When you are physically on site during normal circumstances that are not a global pandemic, you would ordinarily have access to printers, scanners, and copiers. Right now, we're still working on getting those services up safely, so it's hard to say by the time this video is published whether or not you'll have access to those things. But for now, you will have access to the physical building, at least to have quiet study space, solo, socially distanced, as of Monday, January 18th, 2021. The last thing I want to talk about is expertise. How do you have access to subject librarians and experts in your field that may be able to help with your research inquiries? Over here on the right side of the page, we have the Ask a Question link, and we have a chat over here. So this will be live help during the core parts of the day, where you can ask anything from, please help me renew my item, to more substantial research questions. You can also click on Ask a Question here, and it'll bring you again to another place with a chat widget, but also this Ask a Question form that will be submitted, and ideally you'll get a response within 24 hours that way. So that's it for now. The Drexel University Libraries is proud to provide collections, access to collections, space, and expertise, as well as a number of other services to education students, and we really do hope that you interact with us throughout your time here at Drexel.